What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush, and we're going back to her 1980 album, Never Forever. I did want to mention, I found it intriguing, I think it was like two different people mentioned that while this album does mark a departure and a sort of beginning of what she would become and sort of would do in the 80s, that we don't get to real 80s Kate until the next album. So again, not only am I enjoying each individual experience along the way, but the more people comment and then the more sort of sonic mileage I travel, the more I begin to think about an artist's work in time and sort of as a sort of arc, whether that's, changing or in some ways, maintaining certain hallmarks as a constant. So yeah, I'm just beginning to think about her work a little bit more in time, but we're up to a tune called Egypt. It's a single word title. Obviously it relates to a geographical place, not just the modern nation state, but Egypt during the Middle Ages, Egypt going back to the ancient world. Obviously ancient Egypt was an entity that existed over a very long period of time, multiple thousands of years, through different configurations, different sort of political systems. So yeah, there's a long, rich history that one could draw from if one were to write a song about Egypt, or at least involving Egypt. Perhaps Egypt could be the setting, and the song isn't so much about it, but it's about an interpersonal experience or some sort of narrative that takes place there. But if you call the tune Egypt, I am at least somewhat inclined to think that it will be about the environment itself and perhaps some of its characteristics, perhaps at least some of the people there. And again, given that in a lot of works of fiction and art, you do see references to ancient Egypt, in part I think because ancient Egypt wasn't sort of decoded, if you will, until the Rosetta Stone, and that led to a great breakthrough for archaeologists with all these inscriptions that were in various monuments, some of which were falling into decay. So yeah, part of me would think that maybe it will make use of ancient Egyptian visuals, themes, motifs, icons, and so on. But again, it could be just as well a tune about or set within 20th century Egypt. So I guess we'll find out. This is Egypt by Kate Bush from the album Never Forever, 1980. The pyramids sound lonely tonight? Bit of mystery to that. Tom Jones is like, what? So her love is for all of Egypt? atmosphere of this one is insane. Almost like trill-like melodies. God, don't fade it, please. In a very smooth and subtle way, but it was jamming there, and that those little like trill melodic touches and runs were so fantastic, which I couldn't tell if that was a guitar played like very tightly and I don't know, like harmonically, or if that was actually like synth work. But really fantastic. The atmosphere of that track was off the charts. The vibe did seem to be for Egypt overall, but I heard references to, you know, pyramids and pharaohs, and as I maybe expected to. Again, the idea or the allure of, you know, thinking about sort of the grandeur and complexity and character of ancient Egyptian forms and history, I think is, you know, quite stark and compelling for many. So yeah, it didn't surprise me that we heard references to those things, but I don't think that was the entirety of the Egypt being referenced or invoked. So either way, really cool tune. She did some crazy things with her voice. It felt like that was her, you know, articulating sort of like a, you know, an Egyptian like pharaoh, like, you know, or not a pharaoh, but the, what is it? Is it Set is one of, there's a few gods. I think Horus is one where they're like bird sort of gods, and it felt like that was like, you know, an eagle cry, perhaps a divine Egyptian sort of bird cry. But either way, I enjoyed the eccentricity of some of the vocal work on that one. So really top tune. You know, only a few tracks into this album, but that, you know, it's in the running for my favorite so far. Really cool track. Let me know if you agree. I will see you next time. Peace.